All right, welcome to tonight's live, coming in straight from lovely, beautiful Lake Minnetonka. So we are live over on Instagram and we are also live on YouTube. And I'm just gonna make sure that we got both streams going. So I'm gonna go live on Instagram just in case. All right. So I want to welcome everybody. So we are going to be going through a little bit of some updates as far as some live. Let's see. Let's go live here. All right. So we're going to work this out. All right. So hang tight with me, my friends. Just going to get us all set up. Well, that's not working, is it? Look at that. You get to look at my beautiful salon. All right. So we're going live on both YouTube and Instagram. So we're going to be rocking up some live psychic readings if you guys are feeling like you need some answers. And then we're also going to be talking about some current events that are happening for this upcoming week of July 1st. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Coming straight from Lake Minnetonka. So a couple of things that have been in my heart as far as the last couple weeks that my guides have been bringing in. Welcome and hello, everybody on Instagram. Is really the essence of how I sense a lot of my clients are feeling and a lot of the outer world of the collective around loneliness. And I tend to see a lot of hype on Instagram and YouTube around this phenomenon of soul contracts. And I don't think it is as hard stop as people think it is. Now, this is my belief, and this is the conversation I've had with my guides, in the sense that you come in with a soul contract, right? There is a difference between fate and there's a difference between destiny. And we all have a destiny, but the fate is how we get there. And so one of the things that has been repeatedly coming up is this sense of loneliness. And the sense of loneliness is if you've been doing deep work, this sense of loneliness. Now, this can easily come from a sense of depression, things of that nature as well. So this is something I'm feeling, and I know that the rest of the collective is feeling. So I wanted to talk about where this is coming from and where it is pulling us into. And so we are going to do psychic readings. If you want to do any of that, feel free to stick around. We'll do that at the end. But what has been coming through from the Galactic Council and my personal guides is that this sense of loneliness, and I'm sorry if I'm looking at a different camera and you're on Instagram because I'm over on YouTube, is really this essence of openness. And if you've been doing the work and you have been feeling like you're just looking out into the abyss and nothing really fucking matters. You have this openness and spaciousness in your soul, but it feels really empty. We are in a transition as soul contracts for those that have a destiny, right? We have fate and destiny that are choosing their fate right now to be in the aloneness. And I want to talk about tonight about how important that is and how expansive it is and how freeing it is. And so on one end, it can feel like this huge openness is coming in through the auric body, that you have space to really kind of just be. And at the same time, on the other end, it is this sense of pain and aloneness. And so many of us are very anxious and uncomfortable with the belief of maybe we're really lazy, or maybe we're kind of feel unworthy, we're not doing anything. But there is a large container that our guides, the galactic, they've been working on our behalf, but they are holding a space right now for all of us in this containment of feeling lonely. And this uncomfortable feeling, actually, if you tap into the attunement of it and really stand in that space with your guides and ask them what this is about, I can guarantee you they are going to share with you. They're going to share with you what you have cleaned out, what you have accomplished in your work, in the work, meaning you've done a shitload of personal work around the unconscious contracts, around the archetypes that tend to show up in our life. And this space of loneliness is actually also a high calling of leadership. And so what's happening right now is the soul contracts are divvying up, they're transitioning. And whether you're a seeker or a light worker, this feeling of emptiness is actually transitioning from your old soul contract into your new soul contract. And my guides have been very, very, very clear that this emptiness is a sign that you're letting go of old stories and beliefs and making space for that new light and energy. So this message is to be very, very encouraging to everybody. And it may feel disconcerting, but trust the process. Trust the process and allow yourself to fully feel into it. And notice how the aliveness becomes in that space of aloneness. And you may start to receive guidance and intuition, but the essence is, can you be in the aloneness, but also then understand that it is stillness. And so as we embrace this emptiness, as we tune into this new essence of truth that's coming in, what I continue to tell my clients is, as it heats up more outside, the deeper you go inside. And the more intense it gets outside, the more good it feels to be alone in the stillness and to go inside. And the other piece that's really important to remember is that when we are letting go of these old contracts, they have a lot of weight to them. They have a lot of density to them. So if we understand that we have 7 generations of the past, we're living all different timelines all simultaneously. We go into amnesia so that we can be a human in this incarnation. And so to really understand and have faith that the resistance, as it moves and shifts, as the light comes in and you lose that old soul contract, part of that aloneness and part of that essence of feeling empty is also losing the density and all of the weight of all the traumas and all the past lives traumas. Now, I don't get into really a lot of past life unless I'm doing Akashic record work. But when we understand the frequency that we carry in the unconscious mind, in the subconscious mind, and we tap into all the different lifetimes, we are freeing ourselves of so much. So I just wanted to encourage everybody that this dissolving is of all the past densities, memories, etc., so that you can make room for the new, so that you can have your guides bring in the new information. Because even though we're in time of Gemini right now, and Gemini is all about polarity, right? It's the sun and the moon. We just came out of a solstice. The sun and the moon are wanting us to see the polarities, and they're also wanting us to heal the polarities. And give an example of Gemini and polarities right now. Everybody on Insta, we're going to do, if anybody wants a reading, just let me know. Be happy to do so. We're live over on YouTube as well. So Gemini and polarities and where we can find healing in that in your own life is, for me, I'm not a mom in this incarnation. I always wanted to be a mother. I have an organic salon and I do, practitioners. So I'm always, my heart loves others all day long. It's very mothering type archetype, but it's not personal, right? Like the mother archetype is a grandeur archetype everybody can tap into and knows about and what it is. At the same time, you can make it personal if you become a mother. Now, the Gemini and the polarity of what Spirit is calling us into in these polarities is the neutralization of I am a mother on a grander picture. So my guides and I had just a really beautiful session, I don't know, probably like 3 or 4 months ago on like, yes, like you have to understand the mothering aspect of this incarnation is so much bigger, and so it's different than what it has been as you were a mother in other duality of all these different lifetimes. I don't know, I'm not going there. But what I do know is I sense I was a mother. And in today's world, I'm telling you, I have so much respect and so much empathy for real mothers mothering. But for me, the polarity is the pain of not being a mother when wanting to be a mother, but then also the polarity of being a grandeur leader as a mother figure for the next phase and for a lot of my life. So the polarity for you to see is the light and the dark of the contract of that archetype. And when you can see both of them come into neutrality, that creates a 0 point energy. That creates a 0 point of origin where you can tap into, heal it, and it neutralizes. But there's space there now. And when there's more space in the light body, that can also be confused for loneliness and emptiness. So there's many things going on. The old contract is releasing, all the density from past lifetimes is releasing as far as traumas, no longer yours. You don't need to fix them. You're not here to fix all of them. And then the polarity of Gemini season between the positive and the negative, neutralizing those creates openness in the light body. Now let's talk about the 7 universal subtle bodies. So now, as we understand those, we also have what is the spiral effect of all of the different 7 bodies, okay? So again, I'm moving into, is it aloneness or is it the stillness that you are releasing because you've done the work and spirit and your guides is bringing through spaciousness for you? So when we look at the 7 bodies, we have the physical body, we've got the etheric body. So the physical body is your 3D suit. I hate it when people call it a meat suit. I have way too much masculine on me already, but it is this beautiful body that supports you every single day, transports you in this incarnation. The etheric body is next. And the etheric body is what I call when you tap and you're about 5 centimeters, inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, you start to get out into the auric body. The etheric body is just off of the physical body, right? And so this body is basically, it's an energetic blueprint of the physical body that holds all that memory and experience in. So the physical, the etheric body, and then you have the emotional body. Now the emotional body is processing all the time. It influences our mood, how we move in the world, how we hang on to things. Now, this is also another layer that is it loneliness or openness. Then we have the astral body, which is going to be the layer between the astral plane and the dreams and the vision. So the astral is where we go from heaven and then we transition to earth. So it's like this divide between the chakra system of the heart chakra all the way up and then through the bottom. So that astral body then becomes the cause and effect. The cause and effect of the heavenly body and the earthly body. So the causal body is that layer that holds the imprints. It's the imprints of the past lives. It's the imprints of all the karmic patterns. So physical, etheric, mental, emotional, astral, causal, and then spirit. So the karmic, and then last is the spirit body. Now, the spirit body is this bridge to pure consciousness. It is the unity field. It's the super conscious. When I do Akashic readings, I'm going into your book of life, all of your lifetimes. This is where that is held. So when we're connecting to the divine, so when I'm doing readings, for psychic readings, this is what I'm tapping into. I'm coordinating the coordinates of what is the question from the client, and then where in the etheric field is there a gap that we can help bring back together both clarity and their thinking mind, but also what we're doing at a deeper level is we're tapping into the emotional, physical, basically the 7 subtle body system. And so going back to the topic, are you alone and feeling lonely? Or no matter how much you think that you're complete with your personal work, have you done enough work that the galactic and your guides and the spirit, everything's starting to split now, where you're creating space. You're creating space now because all of that old stuff is shifting out, and the space is opening up the light body, which may feel alone, but it's stillness for you to just be. It's stillness for you to respect this time. As it gets crazier out there, you go deeper into the heart. As it gets more intense, you still even more, and you step into your power. Because for so many millennia, us humans, especially as light workers, have given away our power because we didn't realize how much power we had. And the powers that be didn't want us to have that power. They hid it from us. And I support a lot of entrepreneurs and spiritual entrepreneurs that are going to be transitioning us into the greatest wealth transfer in the world ever, of all time. And another day on that. But when you understand that you come with great wealth, is great responsibility. But also, it's nothing more than how do you hone and control your ego, and how the elusiveness of just a tiny bit of power can make you feel like you can put your power over somebody to continue to feel safe or to feel special, or put your power under somebody. Let me tell you, the religious world, the churches, those are going to be museums in the future. And those that took away our power, you're going to be realizing very fast that those will be unmasked. So that is kind of what I wanted to share today, is that I wanted to share with everyone, I'm so in love with your light. And I hope you're in love with your light, because what has been going on is that the sense of loneliness, the sense of aloneness, I want you to challenge yourself and go to your guides, even though you may challenge yourself that you can't hear anything. Your guides have been with you forever. They're here with you now. Just bring your hands to heart and say, this loneliness, is this an open space for me to be still and to realize the work I've done, and that the galactic, our guides, and the solar flares that are coming in are literally shedding the old densities in the body. And it's uncomfortable and it feels different. So yeah, I sense loneliness in my soul, but I also know that much of it is the new spaciousness. And so what it's doing is it's reframing, reteaching, and repathwaying, creating new pathways in our brain and our body and our etheric body, our emotional body, our mental body, to rewire to where we are going. So we have to understand what's leaving and what that feels like, and create space to be there so that you can create the new consciously from your place of desire, from your place of love. And that's going to take a little bit of time, and that's okay. To refine that, to re-seek that, to spend time with that. But what I want you to do tonight is go to bed falling in love with your soul, your subconscious, and allow your subconscious to continue to work out what it needs to. We are no longer in the phase of fixing yourself. All you entrepreneurs out there, practitioners, we're moving out of modality central. If you understand the premise and the unconscious mind created the problem, the unconscious mind will find a way out of the problem as long as it has righteous guidance to the right space. So that's what I wanted to share as far as old contracts are being dissolved and new ones are coming in. I'm going to pull a card on that, and then if anybody wants a reading, again, you can just request in the little chat box, I should say. And I'm going to go ahead and do just one card on this essence around creating stillness. We reviewed the polarities. Right now we're in Gemini, so own your polarities. My example was that I wanted to be a mother, but this incarnation, I'm a larger leader in the mothership that I am bringing into this next phase. I'm going to get a puppy, by the way. I'm going to be a mom. It freaks the shit out of me, but next couple of weeks I'm going to make that decision. But it's actually my twin flame. It's going to be a little mini channel. I've had out-of-body experiences with this little pup already, and it's pretty amazing. The other thing is that to call in your guides and ask them where you need to just rest. And when you feel lonely, can you please ask them, is this stillness because we've shifted? Or do I need support right now in this aloneness? So the card that we pulled for this, when you hold on to the past, it stops you from living in the present. Release any old hurts or worries or regrets. Commit to being in the here and now. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for where you think you may have been wrong. You deserve inner peace. It is time to be still and let it go. I'm telling you, guides came through with this one, my friends. Proof of it right there. So, and thanks everybody over on YouTube. Super appreciate you for being here. Oh my goodness, what an incredible, incredible card. When you hang on to the past, it stops you from living in the present. So really dive into that stillness, my friends, this week. I will be live again next Sunday. And every Sunday around 8:30, I'll be doing live psychic readings. If anybody has a question before I hop off for the guides, your guides, go ahead and just pop them into the box. If you listen to this later and you would like a reading, I'd be happy to pop over a quick, just a quick essence of what your guides are bringing through for you right now. I say essence because what I don't want to see is the psychic community turn into the next big thing. Everybody's a freaking psychic now. Everybody's an intuitive. Everybody can take a weekend class. It took me 40 years to come out and share my gifts up until this year as a midlife woman. And it took a lot of guts and courage. And my guides have really supported me in this, and they show up. And so I want you to know that if you drop a note, that it will come with just such humbleness and such divine care from myself and my guides. So feel free, if anybody last call for live readings, you can drop a note in my DMs if you want it in your past reading, or you can go to my bio and there's a link there for 30-minute reading or a 1-question email. Alrighty, my friends, thanks so much for being here. Sending you all my love, all my light over on YouTube and over on Instagram. And we'll go from there. Thanks so much.